Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's showtime. Good evening, late afternoon. Where does evening begin and late afternoon end? It's 4:30 here. I'm going to go with late afternoon. I think evening can't start until either the sun sets or at 6 p.m. I'm going to go with that. So here's Len's Flaming Balls. What? Using Meteor and also still using Fireball because of the stupidly good item I got here. Tier 5 damage over time and increased area for area skills, which means that my fireballs are doing double the ignite damage, and the area effect of the ignite, I think, is increased by 40%, and definitely the area for the meteors increased by 40%. So basically, yeah, those don't suck. The new items for the new league can be stupidly broken. One I got is really, really good, not stupidly broken. I did get a stupidly broken one, which was a nice little two-handed sword that also had a tier 7 flat void damage, which is ridiculous. I had been thinking about doing a Void Knight build, and that would be just bonkers good for it. Ridiculous. Tier 7. Tier 7. That's as high as they get. Ooh. Speaking of the league mechanic, here we've got one. Let me finish off killing the people in the general vicinity who are obviously annoyances. Oh, and we might as well get ourselves the shrine while we're at it. Reduce damage taken, attackers take damage, and released a burst of thorns. Those all sound like good things for when we're going to be popping open the new league mechanic. So you need to fill the purple bar at the bottom. When you do that, all of the extra mobs vanish and you're just left with the boss. Who is, I need to remember, he does move around a bit. There we go. Rune of Corruption. Time Glass Fragment. It's a currency of some sort. I don't know exactly what. These are all corrupted items, which means they have extra affixes on them that can be ridiculously high tier. Let's go ahead and summon several ice beetles, because why settle for one when you can have 3? We have a bossy mob over here. I wish my ice beetles would follow me while I was heading over here for Gilgamesh the Corrupt. Okay, he likes to teleport. I'm not a big fan of his teleporting. And yet another. Ooh, lots and lots of idols. Throw me the idols. Throw me the whip. It's no time. Throw me the idol. Adios, senor. Alfred Molina. In Raiders of the Lost Ark. I believe this is a nemesis that I have empowered once. And I believe we'll probably be empowering him the second time. God, freaking. I mentioned how much I hate that when you're in the middle of any kind of UI element that the game doesn't freeze. That's just so annoying. I tell you, once they fix that in PoE, I just never want to go back to having to keep an eye on everything around the edge of the screen while I'm trying to use an AI, a UI element. Oh, sure, we'll empower it again. Why not? Why, that's another level. I'm level 26. We are in Sorcerer. I don't remember where we went after, or we're supposed to go after Wisdom 6. Give me a second as I check the build. Oh, we hop over to Rune Master to drop in a few points in Rune Master. Sphere of Protection, I think. Yeah, Sphere of Protection. And another point here. I think we got what we wanted there. I think we go down here now. And then here and then there. Yeah. Miss T. Good afternoon to you. I hope it is a lovely day, or evening, or morning. I can never keep it straight. Apologies to my friends in Australia and New Zealand. I have trouble keeping track of the time where I am, so there's that. Afternoon indeed. Well, I would still say it's late afternoon here. It is 4:39 p.m. But then I sort of started the stream off with the question exactly, when does evening start? And sort of my conclusion is that evening starts either when the sun sets or at 6 p.m. That was kind of my arbitrary fallback. Oops, don't stand there, Lens. It hurts. And that hurt him even more. And he deserved it. Okay. Beast. Did I not? I mishit. I hit the wrong button. I do that a lot. I hit wrong buttons. I can't get behind him. Him being up against that wall is not an optimal choice for me. Obviously being optimal for him, though. I've had about enough of you. Die. Well, we picked everything up. Except the Keeper Raiment of Warding, which might actually be a keeper. Truth, weather is shit, extremely windy, drizzle, and windy. Did you mention windy? Yes. Yes, you did. We don't get an awful lot of wind here in the South Bay, Silicon Valley. San Francisco, they get a lot of wind. Ow! On the other hand, if you're inside, windy's not too bad unless it's doing things like, knocking down the power, that sort of bullshit. We go down here, we say, there's no way for us to get there. So we have to activate a button or something. Used to have to activate both of them, but thank goodness they made that a lot friendlier by just requiring us to get to either one. However, the drizzle is at the very least a very disappointing and somewhat depressing weather to have. Like, it can't even get up the gumption to actually form a decent rain. I gotta get that. It's Garb of Embers, and I'm using fiery balls. You know me. I can't say no to fiery balls. I'm going to be making flame-based dick jokes all night, I expect. So it's fireballs and meteors all the time, on every time. The fireballs themselves don't do a lot of damage, but they set things on fire. And the damage over time is pretty good, and it's stupidly good with the corrupted item I got as a drop. Not as stupidly good as another corrupted item I got, but that wouldn't have been good for this build, but would be very ridiculously good for another build. The shards shall guide my way. I will resist the urge to make a shard myself joke by making a shard myself joke. I think we go there, but I'm not sure how keen I am on doubling the mana cost on the meteors, but I think we go there next. Pardon me, I will check my build. Technically, not my build. It's somebody else's build. I am playing someone else's build. This is a game where you don't have to play someone else's build, by the way. You can do just fine throwing your own build together. At least to get to the end game. No guarantees that it's going to be, incredibly awesome. But it should be fine to get you through. Assuming you have some, modicum of familiarity with the genre. It should not be a problem. We are going to go to the portal. We'll empty out our inventory.
Yes.
Increase throwing attack speed, chance to apply frailty. Nice. The rest of the stats are crap. Wouldn't work with that at all. Let's see. Freeze rate multiplier. Critical strike, chance, cast speed. That's got to be like a tier 6 or tier 7. Only a tier 5 for the freeze rate multiplier. Yeah, I don't think it makes 36%. Oh, health cost. Yeah, I don't think that makes a build. Increase dodge rating for Primalist? Sorry, no. Haste after you use evade. Not really feeling the vibe from that one. Fizz and necrotic. Cold and minion. That's not bad. Sold. Possibly better. We'll definitely want to hold on to that one. Okay, let's see. This, heretical idols equipped at maximum 6 health per idol in a refracted slot. In effective suffixes for idols. That's not a bad one. We'll keep that one. Lightning and poison resistance as bonuses. Fire damage. Cooldown recovery speed, health regen, a little endurance. Not actually bad. In fact, better than that one. Sold! Let's yoink this and see if we can't get a better vertical. Fire resist? I bet our fire resist is just fine. Oh, it's not. The lightning resist is great. Cold and fire are okay. Necrotic and void are okay. Fire resist, yeah. That one's got void resist, which is still good, and cold resist is fine. So we're dropping everything in here for now because we're a lazy slug. Seriously, we're a lazy slug. Except for the stuff that is for this character, which is going in here. I am me. Indeed, you have ascertained correctly that it is me who is I. So we go back here to the ruined temple. So that we don't have to run all the way back. Oh, well, hi, too. I mean, with AI, could you be positive that you were actually ascertaining that I am who I claim to be? Deep fakes, you know. Into the Sanctum Bastille, which is not actually in Paris. Paris is the city of lights. And this would be the city of purple glowing. Creepy purple glowing. I think they changed the graphics. At least the graphics quality here. Alright, we're going to drop out a beast. Paris is overrated. Bordeaux is where it's at. I've never been to Paris. I would think for the variety of food choices, Paris would be amazing. I'd like to see the Louvre. I mean, I believe Bordeaux also gives us, what is the name of it? It's a specific type of, I believe it's a white Bordeaux. Sauternes. I think Sauternes are from Bordeaux. Could be wrong. I am by no means an expert. Although I have had some incredible Sauternes. I have had, actually, I bought from my mom for Christmas. You know, once I was making, you know, good money in tech. She's a big wine fan, and so she opens her, I have two presents for her. She opens her first present, and it's a bottle of Chateau Yquem. A little half bottle, a little mini bottle. And she's delighted, because of course it's kind of Sauterne. Anyone who's been reading up on French cuisine would want to taste. And she opens her second present, and it's a second bottle. And I say, because I know you, you'd never open the one, but if I give you two, you'll open one of them eventually. Yeah, okay, Sauternes is actually a region. That explains it. Now, the Sauternes, of course, they suffer from the divine rot. Botrytis, I believe, is the name. And basically, it's an infection that causes the grapes to sort of, I don't want to say like raisinize, but they shrivel up, and it causes a much higher than usual proportion of sugar in them. And then that's made and then they use those grapes to make the sauternes. Yep, that's the one, the Noble Rot. And the sauternes I've had have been remarkable. They just don't taste like any other wine. Yeah, basically a dessert wine, also used as an aperitif. For instance, Julia Child was asked to come up with, a list of, if she was going to have a last meal, what would she want? And her appetizer course was foie gras and Chateau Yquem. Okay, I need to be very careful with my mana if I'm going to be using that 2-pointer. I may have to undo that 1 point for now until I have better mana regen. Good evening, Lone Star Wolf. All right. We do need the fangs. And that one will drop an idol. Regular idols? I'm not that interested in. Rare jewelry? Yeah, that could be worth it. I'll go with that. Oh, they just keep coming and burning. What a terrible, terrible feeling it must be for them. So frustrating. It's blocked, Lens. You can't go that way. We'll just make sure we hit everybody with all of the fiery stuff so that they can, croak. I do have to say that corrupted item that basically doubles my dot damage is doing solid work. And we have got another nemesis over here. This should be the we fight him time. Previously, we empowered him twice. I think this time we have to fight him. Keep burning, baby. Burn, baby, burn. Oh, that was a captive mage. That was not the nemesis. My mistake. 10 ward per second's not bad. I might be able to make something of that. I want to make something of myself when I grow up. If I grow up. I believe we have a boss fight now. The Emperor. The remains of the last Emperor. And remains is quite true. Get out. There we go. And he's dead. Well, he didn't even drop a single yellow item. I was robbed.
After eons alone, three again become one. And the persons who have broken
I'm an old boy. I'm not a good one.
the epoch is reforged. As the traveler left, their real journey began.
Elemental damage, freeze rate multiplier. No, that's not good. Oh, to fireball and flame rush. Lightning resist. That's got dex, which we don't need. The ward per second on that is quite good. So I'm going to deconstruct that one. Pierce chance with fireball. The hell? All of a sudden I'm getting all this good fireball stuff. Hey, see, now this is making my fireballs ignite an additional ignite, which is an additional DPS chunky increase. So I think I need to deconstruct that one too. I think I've mentioned before, I have been in Texas once. San Antonio. Hot, wet. The Riverwalk, however, had delicious frozen daiquiris. That's a lot of decay threshold. I think we want to keep that one. And this, well, maybe we can craft onto that. 10 ward per second. It's not that great. Yeah, it's only tier 2. Maybe we can yoink that too. We'll see how many of the crafty pieces we currently have, because I do not know. I haven't been paying much attention. Resources. Well, these are something I don't recall. But if we were to forge here, we can find out pretty quick. We have 7 runes of shattering. And how much money? 22k, and I think they're 1,000 apiece. Okay, we would like level of fireball and level of flame rush, please. That was not what I was looking for. Fireball pierce chance, please. Okay, it's going to be that way tonight, is it? Level of fireball? Yay. This one's not good enough to get that treatment. Sorry, friendo. And while I was there, the best steak I had was from a place called Morton's of Chicago. Mind you, I didn't stray far from the convention center.
I believe we essentially
Hi, Gaspar.
seek out the outcast queen, leader of the living rebels, and show her the epoch.
Show her a good time? Is that what he was going to say? I actually want to unspec a point that we have in Meteor, as I think throwing 2 of them right now is too hard on... I think I've gone to the wrong place. It's too hard. I have gone to the wrong place. It's too hard on the mana right now. So I want to respec, move 1 skill point. That one. As 50 mana cost is making it just brutal. An additional 50, I should say. We're into the Imperial era, which I believe is where we started. No. Maybe? I don't think so. I think this is after where we started. The Outcast Queen.
Yes.
Kalen. We need to come over here and visit the forge. All right, that's corrupted, so we can't add any goodies on that. That's corrupted. We can't add any goodies on that. That is corrupted. Can't add any goodies. That's a legendary, so nothing we can do about that. We don't have any affixes for ward per second. We can add a little bit more health. I'm going to add a little bit more health. Ow! That removed an awful lot of my foraging potential. Everyone seems to figure out where you live. You don't know how they're doing it. It's
What do you want?
undoubtedly it's, everyone knows wolves are from there. You see, by default, when I saw your name, honest to whichever or whatever gods, I assumed the Mel Brooks movie, the Star Wars riff. The hero on that was Lone Star. Spaceballs, there we go. The brain finally woke up. Sometimes you've got to give it a little hit. So that was where my mind went initially, was it went to Mel Brooks. Make of that what you will. You get that? Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. I would have assumed you'll get the people who correctly figure out where you live, and then the rest of us who think in terms of movies, not the real world. I mean, let's face it. If you had your choice to think about movies or the real world, I think most of us at this point, we're all going, movies. You guys just going to keep coming? Because I can keep doing this all day. Now, you see, lens. I've had exactly one person get that reference, what that's a reference to, and that was when I had the whole name of Lens Lark spelled out in Star Wars Galaxy. I had one person comment on it. It's from a book by Jack Vance. Actually, a series of books. 5 books called The Demon Prince Novels, about a bunch of bad guys in space. And the guy who's hunting them down. And one of the bad guys was named Lens Lark. And so that was the name of my character, my smuggler character in Star Wars Galaxies. Burn, baby, burn. Movies nowadays are crap. Well, it depends. That movies have always largely been crap. It's just the ones that were good from the past are the only ones you're ever going to see. You know, how many movies from 1968 or 69 are you going to see that were bad at the time? Not many. I mean, if you go looking for them, sure, you can find them. Why you would want to do that, I don't know. My brain was telling me there's a chest up here. My brain was correct for a change. Good braining. There wasn't much in there, but at least the brain worked. Cranking up movies like crazy. Yeah, a lot of the streaming services are just they're intentionally just cranking out anything. Because there are some people who just will watch anything new. Oh, there he is. Flameguard Sulla. You could start burning a whole bunch. That would be fine with me. Some nice... how many stacks? He's got 15, 18 stacks on him there. I'm good with that. He'll be dead in a sec. Poor baby. Not really. All right, we have another point here. Not sure how many we end up putting into Rune Master before we go back to Sorcerer. All right, so we're heading 4, 4, 2. I think more Wildfire. Oh yeah, Wildfire. This is Fireball. And then we have our point back in Meteor, which presumably the second point here, because that unlocks the rest of them. Shattering Star, is that I think we go, and then Piercing. I'm not sure where we go from there. Yeah. Craterborn, might be Celestial Celerity. In which case, again, we're looking at more mana, and we'll definitely need to. I know mana's inevitably an issue for this build. You live in Central Texas. I think hot and humid when I think Texas. And I am an enormous candy ass. I couldn't survive. All right, this should be another of the mages, I think. You could just croak. That would be nice. Thank you. He croaked. Yeah, that's... I am an enormous candy ass when it comes to humidity. I have no qualms about admitting it. It would be fictional for me to deny that I'm a great big baby when it comes to humidity. Hey, how about a little gift from me to them of a great big meteor on top of their heads? I will need one of those crests to get past this point. And this is one of the interesting things they did in the game with time travel. Sadly, I guess they had to remove it because too many people didn't understand what was going on. This guy's got a crest. So we can't open the door. So we go to the future. We find his dead body. We get the crest off of it. We come back. We open the door. We kill him and put the crest back on it. So it's kind of a nifty little time travel thing. And it's about the only thing they did in the game that kind of leveraged the time travel gimmick. Sort of like, it was an experiment and they weren't nuts about the way it worked out. Okay, we've got the crest. And now we have the League mechanic boss to fight, filling up the purple bar at the bottom, which busts him out of his little protective eggshell. And then he moves. There it goes. And now we drop llamas on him. 54 flat melee damage. I have to say, some of these are really, really quite good. We need to go back down and go back in the portal, which will take us back. Whoops. To the locked door. Back in the past. What are you doing, guards? Oh, look at that. They're all on fire. So the fireball hits for like 90 and the burn ticks for like 700. So this is not really a fireball build. This is an incinerate build. And it's very good at low levels. My understanding is that it doesn't scale particularly well to the end game. I need more. I'll get more in a minute. We have a critter. Missed me. Gotta get him burning. Burn, baby, burn. Inferno. Inferno? Incinerate Inferno? I need to work on it. I'll workshop it with the guys back in the lab. Generally, historically, I am a fan of dot builds, although they can be a little bit difficult to deal with in an ARPG because most of the time you're kind of blasting through just killing everything really quickly and waiting around a couple seconds for things to, die. We'll grab this shrine and whatever lovely effect it gives to us. It gives us these swinging blades. And there's the officer. And we shut down the device. Search well run, return to Ancilla. Signs of the outcast. I think we want to return. First of all, because I think that's what the story wants us to do. And second, I need to refill my adult leisure beverage cup. And I'm back again. My sincerest apologies for that. Coming back.
What do you want?
Why, look at that, another point. Where are we going next with this? Give me a second. As I go down to the passives, we're going to put 5 in. We're going to put all 8 in. All 8 go in. And then we're back to the sorcerer tree. Health and less damage taken from ignited, shocked, or chilled enemies. I'm currently igniting all of them. And later on, I'll be shocking all of them as we will. Our meteor will eventually be electrical. That's... I don't even know what guile is. I mean, that's not for this build, obviously. Sadly, yeah, the dex and dexterity converted to guile. Each point of guile grants 0.3% increased cooldown recovery speed. Oh, for movement skills and 1% reduced armor. Instead of granting dodge rating. Guile counts as dexterity for skills and nodes that gain bonuses based on your dexterity, and for conditional. I have never heard of guile before. At least I don't remember ever hearing of it. Let's see, this one's corrupted. Basically, it's as if it wasn't corrupted. Because it's unmodifiable, and the corruption it got was an extra affix, but it already had 3 affixes. So basically, it's worse than a regular weapon. This one, you got the same thing. In this case, it had 2 extra affixes. Over these 2, I'm pretty sure we want to keep 4 armor per idol in a refracted slot. At most, that's 16 armor. That's minimal. Increase mana regen per equipped ornate idol. That's a little better. Heretical idols equipped at maximum, and 9 health per idol in a refracted slot. Yeah, that's just not enormous, but we'll hold on to it. Doesn't seem enormous. However, this one, you'll note it is a unique that has an extra affix that makes it a legendary. It's a starter weapon, not especially good. You'd be glad to use it. But in addition to the flat 18 melee physical it has as an item, it now, because it's corrupted, has 3 times as much additional and increased melee damage per strength, which turns it from it's an okay you might use for a couple of levels, to I'm using this for a long time. I mean, it's not as stupid as this one, which does some extra melee damage. It has increased physical damage. It's got area for melee skills and tier 7, 97 flat melee damage. Which is bonkers for something that can be used at level 12. Because level 7 items, level 7 affixes usually don't show up until like the level 60s, somewhere in there. And this is one you can use at level 12. Bong! But they are random affixes, which means you're going to get, most of them are going to be junk. A few will be a nice addition. I mean, I'm using a terrible weapon with basically no useful skills at all, except the last one, which is a tier 5 damage over time and increased area for skills, area skills. So my meteors hit a larger area, and all of my ignites do an extra, well, 113%, basically double damage. which is pretty good. I'm not complaining about that. And it is one of the reasons why my ignites have been so very, very effective. How dare you, sir? Do you know who I am? They don't know who I am. Which makes sense because I'm from the past. And I wasn't like particularly famous in the past or anything. I was just, you know, from the past. Burn. Near 1,000-point dot ticking away on him. Enough stacks of ignite, and they will burn in a most cheery fashion. Who brought the marshmallows? Hey, come on, guys. We can't have s'mores without marshmallows. And here's a true fact for you. I've never had a s'more. Never had a s'more. Clearly, I've led a life of deprivation. Of course, I never really liked marshmallows, so I didn't feel like I had led a life of deprivation. Ding 29! And he's got 800-point ticks on him. He did not last long. All right, and we've got 4 more points to go in Sphere of Protection. Oh, they're already out there, s'more-flavored drinks. I've seen s'more-flavored mixers. Oh, he moved out of... Jerk. All right, yeah. You see that? That'll teach him. He's thinking, I got out of the big fireball, the meteor. It's not even going to hit me. Wait, I'm on fire. I'm dead. And we have a bossy type dude over here who needs to go. There he is. And we'll give him some nice dots and an occasional meteor as well. Glyph of Despair. Oh, don't despair. Just give up. So I have been playing Marvel Heroes lately. As you may be aware, they have spun up their second server. The first server is Tahiti.com. The second one they call Tahiti, which I have to give them full marks for. Okay, fine. Yeah, Tahiti. We get it. It's pretty good. Don't get cocky. Lots of shards. He sharded himself. Yeah, I know. I make that joke all the time. You'd think I'd know better, but I evidently do not. All right, we're going to have a lot of skeletons coming in waves here that we get to murder. Fortunately, because my immolation spread, they're not much of a problem. Oh no, it's not. If you check on the Reddit, the subreddit for Marvel Heroes, there's a guide to connecting to Tahiti. Now, if you ever played it on Steam, you can still download it on Steam. And all you need to do is change one parameter, one launch parameter, to point it at the Tahiti server or Tahiti server, either one. If you never played it, you have to download it from, I believe, the Internet Archive has a copy for either PC or Mac, I believe. If it's in your Steam, you can download it. You add one line to change where it points for the servers, to point to mhtahiti.com. That's it. You'll have to create an account there. You can just go to mhtahiti.com, create the account there. They have all the instructions, the line you need to change or add. You can be playing in 3 minutes plus however fast your bandwidth can get you the code. And I will also note that if you want a more casual Marvel Heroes experience, that is available as well. There is another server running called Council of Ancients, and they have, they're running, I believe, triple XP and double the loot, and the cooldowns on all the skills are halved. Personally, I'm not that interested. I did stream from there, 2 nights ago, I think, because I was curious. And they've added a second server. Eventually, they will unify the servers back again, but they've added a second server on Tahiti simply because the demand way outstripped their expectations. You know, they had, I believe, 1,100 people playing, and at one point I saw 1,500 in the queue. And I have been having a blast with it. You know, it is a very pure implementation of a lot of the good things in ARPGs. It's great for just blasting and having a nice, good, casual time. If you want a deep dive on min-maxing, you certainly can. It's there. It's got loot. Loot is not as cool as it is in a game like this, but it is also very, very important. Especially if you're interested in like min-maxing stuff. Oh, you little bastard! I hate these bone sculptors or whatever they're called. We have a chest over here. We used to have a chest right. Oh, there it is. Sorry, I was getting worked up over nothing. You know the way I do. Constantly. So in Marvel Heroes, I have a level 60, a level 40 something, 41, 42, and 3 level 25s for the synergies. Thor is 60, Loki is in the 40s, Hawkeye, War Machine, and Iron Man are 25. Hawkeye and Iron Man were from random hero boxes I got that they gave to players, you know, when the servers were having issues. Each time we got one. First I got Hawkeye, and then I got Iron Man. Iron Man is a character I played a lot back in the day. I really enjoyed him. And then I got a random drop hero of War Machine. Just, the whole full random drop. I've also got a random costume for, I think it was Emma Frost. One of Emma Frost's. Loki and Thor, I purchased both of those with G's. They give you a stipend of G's and Eternity Splinters to start. Eternity Splinter drops are very common. I think someone said every 6 minutes you get 9. So in an hour you get 540. That's enough for most of the heroes. For one of most of the heroes. But you can get more than just 9. You can get up to, like someone said, 42 they had seen. I've gotten up to 20. So like every 6 minutes you'll get a drop of those. And those can be converted into G's because obviously you can't buy G's because they're not for profit. Where are we going here? After Craterborn, where do we go? Let's find out. After Craterborn, where do we go? Oh, we only put 1 in Craterborn? Well, crap. I put 2. I am a failure. Oh. 4 in Crushing Force. Then Infernal Descent. And then there. All right. Boss mob coming up. Purple worm. Not like a D&D purple worm, I don't think. But a big purple worm. The Prophet of Ruin. Well, he's ruined. How about another meteor on your head? Didn't like the taste of that, did he? No, I don't think so. Level 30. Back to the hideout. The outcast camp. There we go. Another point. Find the outcast hideout in the Risen Lake. Oh, okay. Or I can just, sell some stuff. That works too. One of the skills you have to learn over time to play ARPGs, or at least most ARPGs, is the ability to look at items and quickly decide whether they're keepers or not. And that's one that really requires practice. Ooh, Vit, Int, Armor, and Fire Resist. What do we got here? Movement Speed, Int. This one has Int, same amount. Vit, Armor, and Fire Resist. We give up a little movement speed? Sure, why not? Back to the Risen Lake we go. Hey, Fizbit. Good morning, afternoon, evening. Choose one or more to you. I do like the burnination that we do get. Oh, we have the spinny. The burnination that we get for the dots. Spreading. Feels similar to Contagion, Essence Strain Contagion in PoE. Finally got Marvel Heroes Omega working. Yay! Congrats! I hope you're having fun with it. There we go. She's done. And the Shrine effect is done. Now that the Shrine effect is done, we actually get back to fighting. Working on a few builds. Yep. Very nice. The second server opened today. It's called Tuhiti. Ooh, something hit me quite hard. Not a fan of getting hit quite hard. Oh. And that thing moved out of my incredible meteor ball of death. So we have another one for it. Stop moving, jerk. Just sit there and burn and get impacted like a good little creature. The things I have to put up with. One fireball and they all just burn and die. The only negative is that they don't die immediately and they can still, like, attack and stuff. But hey, the fire and forget gameplay style is always entertaining. At least for me. Just got to make sure they've got enough fire that you can afford to forget. How about a nice meaty meteor for you? Is that redundant? I am a huge fan of dead games coming back from the dead. Even if it's a game I'm not interested in personally, I want to see them come back. Because most games have an audience that it matters. Oh, we have a beast portal. Well, let's kill those things first, because I don't know if we're going to visit the beasts or the beast is coming here. It's coming here. Keep on burning, my friend. Try to avoid the bad areas. And just keep him on fire until he dies from it. It's a bear! We have a bossy mob over there. We have a super bear. Ursine Enigma. An infernal champion. I guess, well, he's big on fire. But evidently not big on my fire, because it killed him. I'm sure he's embarrassed. He won't want to talk about that at the bear meeting. All right, this, I think, is, yeah, it's a nemesis, and this is a nemesis we've already empowered twice, which means we have no choice but to fight him. So we're going to fight him. Challenge. Well, I mean, we can choose to banish him, just have him go away. Lightning cracks. I've heard that about lightning. And just burn. All right, that ended up getting... Wow. Okay. That's some really good affixes to get added on. The void resist is nice, but the elemental damage and the cast speed are just... That's a significant improvement. See, that one's got Void Pin and Minion Void Pin. That's probably not going to be useful. Fire Pin and Minion Fire Pin, maybe, but not for this build, certainly. Over here, Poison Resist it's a nice bonus. None of the rest of those are impressive. That one is. Not for this build, but for a build. And a lot of times my second build and beyond are based on, ooh, I have a cool magic item. Let's make a build out of that. Are we to Thetema? I don't think we're quite to Thetema yet. The teleport bears. Who thought it was a good idea to get bears teleport? What sorcerer said, you know, teleporting bears? You know what would be good is if I could actually right-click on things with some accuracy so that I could kill them. Kaboom! Like that. That worked out really well once I actually managed to hit something with a thing. All right, we've got 2. 300% damage reflection. That seems okay. We've got sort of a bossy mob who needs killing. He sort of needed killing, and he got killing. So that's a win-win for everyone, I think. Okay, it's a win-win for me. it's a win for me. I guess a win-win would mean I got double winning, and I didn't get double winning. It was regular single winning. Not greedy. I want to win, but I don't need multiple wins. A Rune of Ascendance. We are going back in time. But not to the future. It's just back in time. Level 31. Getting close to finishing out the points in Rune Master, at least for now. More ancient bones. Believe me, I am familiar with ancient bones. I have more than 200 of them in my collection. No goodies down here. I was looking for a chest. I want the special goodies. Ah, that one has more health. I was wondering why it was not yet dead. Answer was quite simple. It had extra health. Let's see, I think this one leads to the chest. One of them leads to the chest, the other one leads to the boss. This one leads to the chest. Ancient bones. That thing tried to slip me the tongue. Tongue the size of a car. And he's just going to burn to death. Lots of rare shards. A couple of primordial fangs. And the next time we hit him, glyphs, rare armor, or rare jewelry. And back to what amounts to the real world, what I guess qualifies as the real world. Their real world is messed up too. It's not just us. Poor thing, it barely got turned around before I'd murdered it. I'm good with that. And we're just firing balls of fire randomly. Okay, they're not actually fireballs. They're... oh, chaos bolts. And we've got a new nemesis. Let's go ahead and empower this. Didn't even look to see what he had because the shrine was burning. Wanted to take good advantage of it. And now the shrine is out, and we have another of a new league mechanic. The windows. The eyes are the windows of the soul, you know. Yeah, interesting bears do make it interesting. Imagine that in real life. I would expect a lot of bear hunters would give up the hobby. All right, here's the bad guy. We need to, whoa, kill all of his friends until the purple bar is filled. And then he comes out of his little shell to play himself. Corrupted, 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 corrupted. Awful lot of corruption. And that's just me. Ooh, if unique is what you seek, let's take a peek. The scavenger. Imperial Thetima. We will go back to the outcast camp really quick. Sell stuff. Right. I think it was in 4 and Infernal. Just have to check. Don't diddle around. You've got it wrong once already. Then Llama Biscuits is that character's name.
Yes.
I wonder if that's a Mr. Llama character. I don't know if Mr. Llama plays Ellie. Int, cast speed, and fizz resist. That's just too good for a long time to come. We do have another opening for another idol. That's not bad for a build I'm currently playing, but conceivably for a build I might. Vitality converted to rampancy. Grants 3% increased effectiveness of frenzy, 0.1% more damage taken while you don't have frenzy. Instead of granting health and resistance, rampancy counts as vitality for skills and nodes. So it's sort of, I guess they have this new sort of variant of the major stats, which is interesting. Void Pin, Spell Crit, Spell Lightning. No. When you have random affixes, sometimes they're going to randomly make no goddamn sense. Increased fire damage over time. That's pretty good. We're going to add something to that. Nope. Fireball, fizz and poison resist, cold resist. Okay, I'm not sure which one I'm going to actually want to use. %1 health per equipped huge idol. Huge? Well, I mean, I'm kind of an idol, but I wouldn't say I'm huge, above average, but maybe not huge. Reduced bonus damage taken from crit per equipped heretical idol. Increased effective suffixes. It's not bad. 12 armor per idol in a refracted slot, of which it'll be 4. 48 armor is just not that much. But the other stats aren't bad. Okay, so now we need to put things away in their proper place. We need another vertical. Fire damage. How about the smalls? What do we got for the smalls? Smalls, you're killing me. We don't have much in the way of good smalls yet. Poison resist, a little bit of poison resist. Those two are almost identical. We'll go with that for now. It's not exciting. This one's corrupted, so we can't change that one anymore. Would give us a fireball point and three solid to good resist percentages. This one's fire damage over time, which is what we're currently doing. So, up. Scavenger, not for this build. Physical resist. Hold on. Didn't we have one that had a decent resist? A little bit of poison, I think, is better than the small amount of fire damage we're getting from that. Okay. Fire damage over time. Mana. Those are both good. Poison resist. I'll give us poison resist. Looks like fizz. We could use fizz. Welcome back. I'm not sure how much fizz we've got. Let's find out. Do we have fizz? Do we have any fizz resists? We do. We will go ahead and Glyph of Hope it. That also gave us an increase in the mana. Very nice. Okay, well, we can't add any more for now, but that gave us 17% physical resist, a lot of mana, and increased fire damage over time. Those are three pretty good things. We do give up some health. It's fine. I need to AFK for a sec. I'm going to refill my beverage, and I'll be right back. I might take a little shortcut. Ice. Vodka. Flash of cream. Root beer. And a Hi, guys. Oof. Oof. You heard me right. Oof. All right, we need to find a way onto Harton's Dreadnought. And we have to do it quickly because if we don't, well, Harton kills a who. Let's go ahead and drop a great big fiery rock on him. Because he deserves one. And we can't always make sure that everyone gets everything they deserve. But in this case, we can make sure he gets what he deserves. Tell you this batch of fireball build with the extra 100% damage over time is just a complete ridiculous beat stick on the low end basic mobs. They just ignite and flame out. All right, we have a mini boss. Right, he's got 16 stacks on him. Not quite going to be enough to finish him. But enough to peel down that health pretty far. Oh, beast. I'm assuming this beast is coming out. It is. Missed me. Ow. "15 stacks. He has a lot of hit points. Missed me. Back up to 16 stacks that time. He has just ridiculous amounts of hit points. I would go so far as to say he has redonkulous amounts. Which, of course, is the same as ridiculous, only with a sillier word. Oh, there were two hiding there. Sneaky. Ooh, lightless arbor. Very nice. Is that the one? Lightless arbor. Okay, that's not the one we need. One of the keys is required for a big skip that you use to get access to the Circle of Fortune early. Circle of Fortune is one of the two trade factions. It's the one that is enormously fun and powerful for players who aren't interested in buying and selling their stuff. They want to get their own goodies. We have now hit level 32, and that is the last we'll be spending in Rune Master, at least for now. We had another point. We can wait until we get back to a civilized location. Again, because of the Dumas mechanics, where when you're in a UI element, it doesn't freeze the game. Fix it. They fixed it in PoE. You can fix it in this game. Where am I going next? That's a good question. Where am I going next? back here and there. Afterglow. Increased spell damage and ward retention with a 4% with a 4-point bonus. So once you drop 4 points in it, you get a bonus added on. It's a mechanic I really like, where they, instead of, forcing you to put in all of these points, sometimes you only need to put in a couple to get a nice extra benefit. They changed this. This is a new layout for this map. Didn't used to have actual multiple levels on it like this. I don't think. I mean, it did have multiple levels, but I don't remember it having like that kind of actual amount of relief between the levels. God damn it. All right, well, we've got... All right, let's drop that in so we can pick up our fat loot. P-H-A-T. L-E-W-T. All right, he's pretty unpleasant. So we can drop a couple more. Wish he'd stop dropping those guys all around me, where they interrupt the fireballs I'm throwing at him. I mean, that's just simply rude. I'm throwing fireballs at your boss. They're not meant for you to take in the face. They're meant for him to take in the face. I mean, I certainly know if someone was throwing fireballs at my boss, I don't think I've ever had a boss that I'm stepping in front and taking them in the face for instead of him. Sorry, Gary. You're the best boss I ever had, but still, I don't think I'm taking fireballs in the face for you. I am killing the commentary. Thank you. My ability to continually babble, but not completely empty babble, it occasionally actually has some relevance or mild bits of humor, is one thing I do pretty well, I think, as a streamer. But then I've had to learn if I want to keep streaming. Sometimes I've got a lively chat, and sometimes I do not. Where were we going? Oh, yeah. More wildfire points. Also have a point over here. Fire ore, I think. We need one more point there. Yep. Couldn't let the purple people win. Well, that's perfectly natural. Let's face it, none of us like grape-flavored people. Which is to say the French. Just kidding, just kidding. Well, I don't think that one bird actually needed an entire meteor to himself, but I was feeling generous. Am I not a generous god? All right, we're going to kill Captain Hurton. Admiral Hurton? I don't know, but we're going to put a Hurton on him. Ha! 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 Admiral, I think. All right. Here's hurt and here's a who. Yes, he is an admiral. I wouldn't want to give him the perquisites appropriate for his rank. Oh, my dear. He seems to be dead. Another scavenger. Well, we have our first duplicate unique. They can't really be unique if they're duplicates now, can they? S'more flavored drink. That's hot cocoa with marshmallows and cinnamon. I think the implication was that it would be an adult leisure beverage. One that one would not serve to the kids. I will note that at least for a while they did make whipping cream flavored vodka, and that would work. Vanilla vodka would work. I suspect for that one, it's possible that the whipping cream flavored vodka might work better. I never actually I took it back. One time I had it because they didn't have the vanilla. It wasn't. It was interesting, but it wasn't as good, at least for my beverage. But I did hear later that the whipping cream vodka with orange juice tastes like an orange Julius, if you're familiar with orange Julius. Let's go back to the camp. Where's the camp? Where's the camp? Where's that camp? There it is. Jeez. Tears of the Forest. That is not for my class. +1 to summon Spriggan and +1 to Spriggan form. Primalist, I believe. We'll put that away. That person named their character Grep. For those who don't get the reference, which would be most of humanity, there is a command in Unix, Linux too, I presume. grep. It stands for Global Regular Expression Print. And basically, if you input by catting a file into grep with a word, it will find that word if it is in the text anywhere. You can pipe it into word count, see how many times that word is used. Yep, grep is the system administrator's, I don't want to say best friend, because that's a bit much, but a very, very good friend. Okay, that'll get saved. Oh. Cast speed's not bad, but no. Freeze rate. Ew. Why did I pick up the rogue thing? Ew. Do I look like a rogue? Rogues are roguish rapscallions. I'm a scholarly, studious practitioner of the magical arts. Okay, that goes in. That goes in. Oh, we definitely want to put that one there so we can put them right next to each other and they can annoy me by having two already of the same unique. And it's not one I'm going to be using. Also, I can't dual wield belts. Yeah, Unix has a lot of names that are either functional, like global regular expression print. YACC, YACC, stands for yet another compiler. Let's see. Oh, there was another one that was one of my favorites, where the name was because the name was already taken. Oh, CC stands for C compiler. Makes sense. DD stands for copy and convert, but CC was taken, so they named it DD. They changed it in some resources. You'll find it listed as DD, standing for disk to disk, because it's logical copy to logical copy of disks. But no, it stands for copy and convert. But CC was taken. You know, computer programmers, some people might assume they have no sense of humor. They just have a strange sense of humor. Us computer folks. Yeah, disk dupe or disk to disk. But it actually stands for copy and convert. That is a whole bunch of things with way too many heads and tentacles. Headticles. Nobody needs to see that many headticles. We'll be back here later to go in there. We have no interest in that. I gotta say, this shrine effect isn't doing much for me. It's not actually like killing most of these things. It's, you know, it's irritating them more than killing them. How about we have another one? We get everybody? Oots. First in the DD man page, convert and copy a file. There you go. I am often full of bullshit, but sometimes when it sounds like I'm definitely full of bullshit, I'm actually not. I was taking an earth sciences class in high school. And, we've got the, and at some point, you know, one of my parents asked me what I learned. And I said, well, I know that there are two types of lava. There's Pahoehoe and Ah, spelled A''A. And my dad goes, okay, this time I'm calling bullshit. You made that one up. I got the dictionary out. Pahoehoe and Ah are words. Two different kinds. The Pahoehoe is the thick, ropey kind of lava, and Ah is the jaggedy type. Well, it was a very small, I mean, originally the Unix team was very, very small. It was mostly, you know, Ken Thompson and Richie, I think. And, you know, so, I mean, they're going to make stuff up that makes sense to them or that tickles their fancy. Do those guys no longer pop out into unpleasant unfriends? Those things used to, basically, when you finished one off, a snake came out of it. But I haven't noticed them come out of the Hydra. Not the Hydra, the Chimeras. The Chimeras you'd kill the Chimera and out would come a big-ass snake. Yep, Biff was named after the developers. Same thing for Awk. Awk is named for Aho Worthington and Kernahan, I believe. Sed is for stream editor. So that's one that simply made sense to them. Okay, that's the carrion. Is it going to turn into It did turn into a snake. Okay. I just didn't notice the previous ones. Knew about said, not about awk. This is another nemesis. I believe we empowered it last time. Well, we've empowered this once. Why not go for two? Okay, this guy's the blood nemesis, and he is not pleasant because, ew, blood. It's creepy. Dude, you're creepy, alright? You're creeping people out. Just stay there and... Oh. Take your whooping! Now I'm firing off terrifying looking somethings. Alright, we're off to the Wraith Dunes. We want to make sure that we open up the waypoint. Be nice if the shrine effect would kill something out here. Doesn't look like it's doing enough damage to actually kill anything. Again, it's just disturbing and annoying them. Much like me. Let's grab that. I'm probably not going to want it, but we'll grab it anyway. Because it only takes up one space in the inventory. And if it's not something we can use, it's easy enough to just sell it and turn it into a little bit of ready cash. Because at some point we're going to want to start buying a bunch of shards of... oh, we've got... Is that like an overburdened lizard? That's a big loot lizard. Oh, and he's dead. That was the fire taking care of him as he was trying to get away. I set him on fire, and it just kept burning. I will skip the Disco Inferno burning references. Oh, look, it is... Those are ooky sounds. I do not like those ooky sounds. We've got the fight up around the northern end there against, I think it's the Ice Scorpion. If memory serves, and sadly sometimes it does. Healing Undead Hydra of the Ox. I don't recognize that icon. Oh, it's another of the lizards, the loot lizards. Ew. I didn't realize it does seem that the burns that you put on the ugly sort of that thing, the winged carrion, the burns are inherited once you kill it by the snake that pops out. So this build is much better at building or dealing with those than most builds. All right, a few more kills. Now we've got the, I think, the Frost Scorpion. Managed to completely miss those with like 8 shots. Here it comes, and there it is. Oh, he's got fire too. Isn't that nice for me? Oh, that's the other thing. That's right. There's the... Whoops. The fire and ice critters. And take one of the gems to show Rouge. I do not remember that. That may be a new bit that they've added. All right, we did level up here somewhere. And we leveled up our meteor as well. Everybody wants to play with lens, but not in a dirty way. Although maybe. I mean, I am, you know, dead sexy. I'm arguably the sexiest senior citizen named Lens that you've ever seen. Arguably. No, I don't want to say definitely, because I don't know your life experiences. Fire. Smoke shields are rising. Ding 35. I believe that is the 4th of the slots. At some point I'm going to have to swap out Fireball for one of the end gamier ones, but now is not yet the time. That was wrong. That's not what we wanted. God damn it. I don't think I can undo that. No, I really wish they allowed you to undo that instantly while you were, like, you know, here. Need to do that in town. So, I have 2 things to scoot back. Can't undo these here, but we can undo these here. We wanted to undo respec 1 point here. And we also have now things that are going here eventually will be static orb, which we have, and the other will be focus, which we have. Focus is used for mana regen, which we don't need because we've temporarily, my day is going pretty well, because we temporarily swapped a point out of double meteors. So until we get double meteors. Now the real advantage, the other thing we'll be using is teleport, but static orb is primarily used to give ourselves lightning aegis, which is defensive, and also then to debuff the mobs with lightning penetration. Yep, second server is up, Hodge. Are you playing there? I understand there's also an XP buff at least through tomorrow. Question, do we want... I don't think we need focus. Do we want teleport, though? Teleport is so far as okay. I think we'll go with the static orb for now. I know they are planning on eventually bringing the two servers, merging them back. But for now, enjoy, first of all, being able to get in and enjoy a little bit of XP buff as they try to make it up to you. And we got 6 points in static orb. So let's see, we go 1, 4, 1, 2. Okay. Pretty straightforward. We go 1, and then that's the lightning aegis for defensive purposes. And there's the shock, which will eventually, because we will be converting our meteor into lightning, the shock chance will increase the damage they take. What hero? What hero did you roll first, Hodge? I must know. Let's drop a nice big meteor on everybody just to say hi. We're going to let him burn out, and then out will come the... Hey, he didn't inherit the fire. That's no fair. The entire reason I set him on fire was to let him burn and then inherit the fire when the critter hatched out of him. Which, by the way, critters hatching out of you when you die. Well, okay, critters hatching out of you is pretty bad regardless. But hatching out of you when you die is just, that's just weird. Let's grab this shrine. Ow! Hey, he took away half my health. What the hell was that? Gonna do Cyclops for the XP bonus, so meh. Yeah, nobody likes it, and the fact of the matter is, getting a hero to 60 will get you 30% XP. And so if that hero to 60 or 50 is Cyclops, that's only 40 XP. That's not that big of a increased amount. Colossus, I don't remember much about. Moon Knight was an incredible single target beat stick. I also enjoyed Moon Knight. I remember enjoying Moon Knight and playing him a good amount. Okay, there's a bad guy here. This guy. And he drops mines everywhere, and we don't like the mines that he drops everywhere because he's a jerk. Hey, how about we try that? I've had that slotted and I haven't even tried it for like forever. There we go, and he's dead. Such a jerk. Also a jerk, standing off screen and shooting at me. Jerk. Oh, the Fantastic Four bundle. The Fantastic Four, due to the weird contractual obligations that existed at the time of Omega, Fantastic Four is available in the store, but not available as individual normal heroes that you can unlock from hitting T from your entire team list. I remember Mr. Fantastic being goofy with his ability to turn into a ball and then basically just bounce on things to death. Thing was tough and strong. And obviously Johnny, he burned things a lot. Okay, we've got the League mechanic up there. A lesser window. We've not gotten to any greater windows. I assume that's more end-gamey. I hate those freaking soul binders. Soul binders are even worse than peachy binders. Boy, am I dating myself there. All right, here we go. Bad man. Okay, and now he's there, and haha, I waited for him to move this time. There will be no escaping my meteor this time, you punk. Runa corruption. Anything else interesting here? That's corrupted. I'm full. I hate that message so much. All right, let's sort. We've got enough space for a few items. We have absolutely no space at all left. Time to start dropping crap in the ground. That's a lot of int for gloves. Would that be enough? That would not be enough for me to get rid of the gloves I currently have, because they are quite good. All right, we have a little bit of space now. Space is the final frontier. Bag space in this case. Not that any of us MMO players ever have issues with bag space. Yeah, that was a lie. All right. Another one of those damn soul binders, which I have already mentioned that I freaking hate. Let's see. All right, next we head off in this direction. Soul binders. We hate them. We hate them. We hates them, precious. We hates them. Vengeful Immortal Overseer of Damnation. That's kind of big to fit on a business card. I'm just saying. All right, we have a shrine. And my shrine is going to be dropping enormous kabooms on everything. Ding 36. All right, we've got a fight down here against a boss mob. Hopefully he will enjoy eating a whole bunch of kabooms. And then we have another fight against another boss mob. That is the Nemesis, I think. He's burning and he's dead. There we go. Alrek bungling around. Okay. Challenge. Ah, his big bloodfall attack did nothing. I just need to keep burning him and avoid his blood, which is kind of gross. Ooh, okay. Was not liking that a whole lot. Almost got him. Just a little more burning. There we go. The amulet. Health and stun avoidance, tier 4. Those aren't good. It's not bad. Melee void. Interesting. Interesting. All right, we'll work our way back here. And then up here. I'm going to go back to the outcast camp to clear out my inventory, which is full of way too much crap. We also hit another point here. We needed the 6 points there. We don't need 6 points there, so I have to get that unspent as well. We do need... I think we only needed 4 there. I think that's 2 points I need to rewind. And we got a point over here where we got all that, so it was 1, 4, 1, and I'm not sure where we go from Shocking Conduit. We get 5 in Shocking Conduit, and then we finish up that. That's pretty easy. So that'll get to 5, then that'll get to 3. We need to sell a bunch of crap. We need to sell so much. I'm going to attempt to get through these in a relative hurry. I don't think those two go together. They go together like chocolate and sausage. Maybe. That was also a maybe. 8 ward per second. That's unfortunate about the increased cold damage. I'm tempted to keep it. And because I'm the boss of me, more or less, I will. Health equipped per huge idol, armor per idol, refracted, mana regen per equipped ornate idol. Oh, that one's not bad. The dodge seems really small. Ward decay is okay. And the first affix isn't bad. We got a Gladiator's Oath. Dancing Strikes. I do remember using that in a Dancing Strikes build sometime in the distant past. 67% increased damage over time. Now we're talking. That's half of what we've got here. Oh, but we could have other things here as well. They're just not good enough. They're just not good enough. 4% increased health. My current health is 500, that's 20 health. That's not nothing. The poison resist is not very good. We can slot that there, and we can slot that in there. A little extra health. And some fire damage, too. Sure, who doesn't like fire damage? I like fire damage. I'm doing fire damage all the time. Missing health gained as ward per second. Current health drained per second. Oh, sort of a mini, what's it called? Exsanguination. So currently we have 256 idle ward just sitting there and 589 health. Now, if we put this on, our health will start going down, but our ward will start going up. So we're currently at a total of 845. Oh, missing health gained as ward. And current health drained. But the current health isn't draining. Why isn't the current health draining? Does that not drain outside of combat anymore? Lens does not know. Critical strike multiplier and against frozen enemies. I don't think that's going to be a combo at all.
Yes.
Cast speed, fizz resist. No, not with that. Not without the ability to add additional affixes there. Here, yeah, that's not for this build, that's for sure. Goes. We wanted to put this in the maybe for this character build. Goes. That's maybe for this character. Lightning resist. Lightning was high. It still is, so we don't need any lightning resist right now. Congratulations. You're maybe later kind of thing. And this will go over here, and we'll hold on to this until we get into a place where our health starts going down.
Be well.
Which I guess is going to happen just as soon as we go back into Majelka. Our health should start dropping and our ward should start going up. It's not happening. I do not understand why. My health is not draining. Now it is. I had to move. Okay, now the ward is going up 7% per second for what's to fill in for what's missing. So this can be an extremely strong mechanic, as your health will drop down to a point where your basic regen is keeping you up at a low point, while the ward is much faster at regenerating damage taken. Okay, now our ward is draining away. I don't know why our ward is draining away. Certainly shouldn't be draining away like that. Now it popped back up to 800. Why? What is happening? Is there... Per second, it says. It ain't doing it every second. 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5 1,000, 6 1,000, 7 1,000, 8 1,000, 9 1,000, 10 1,000. And there it popped again. Every 10 seconds ain't gonna cut it. I don't know if it's bugged or what, but that's not working the way it should. The way it has worked in the past. It says every second. And that was every 10, give or take. We're in the Sapphire Quarter of Majelka. Is there something else messing with my ward? Doesn't look like it. All right, big bad guy. Kind of a jerk. The Stygian Warden. Resists necrotic. Well, I'm not necrotic. I'm flamotic. That's totally a thing, by the way. You could just croak, thank you. Muchly appreciated. We've got a bossy dude over here. That is Soul Tank something. Tauros? Tauros. And he wasn't much of a soul tank, was he? I mean, didn't put up that much of a fight. I'm not trying to, rub his nose in it, but he really, that was a pretty lackluster effort on his part. We've got the League mechanic, and we got to get to that because that drops fun stuff. Sometimes brokenly good stuff. We like brokenly good stuff as a general rule. Oh my goodness, look at that. We also have a shrine. All right, come get some. Where is he? Where is he? Okay, there he is. That's not corrupted. We want to pick up all the corrupted stuff because the corrupted stuff can be brokenly good. As an example, I got a level 12 two-handed melee weapon. A nice one, but nothing special. Except that it had a tier 7 flat damage affix on it. It normally isn't going to show up till about level 60, I'm guessing. 50 or 60 minimum. Probably more like 60. And you can use it at level 12. So, I had almost chosen to start my last Epoch season up with a Void Knight, because I played a lot of Void Knights in the past. And either I could do the Auto Bomber Void Knight, which I've played a couple of League starters in the past, and it's very, very effective. That's Ali's build. And the other I was looking at was a Warpath Void Knight build. Warpath is a spin-to-win build in the model of Whirlwind or Cyclone from other games. We have another bossy dude up here. After we get rid of the transfusion casket and a couple of little buddies over there. Praetor Volarta. He keeps moving out of the places I am attempting to drop meteors on him, which I think is rude. I'm not sure I've hit him with a freaking meteor yet. Well, what I can do is I can get him to stand still for a freaking second by freezing him in place. And I have made a couple of mistakes. I didn't re-slot. There we go. This should have been turned into that. You know, if I was good at games in general, or this game anyway. Oh, we've got another. We have two bossy boss fights. First is the Nemesis, and then we have either a beast or we go off to Beast Land and fight beasts. All right, what has he got? Nothing there looks particularly good. Not especially. No. The Acolyte Relic. I don't know if I'm going to be playing an Acolyte, and I really want to take the time to empower it. So we're just going to challenge this guy. He should die pretty quick. Basically, you can fight him up to 3 times. If you kill him the first time, you get the stuff he shows you. If you empower him, then he will buff those items each time. And you can empower him twice. I believe it was 1-5. Double checking. Yes, it was 1-5 and then back the other direction. All right, do we fight a beast or go after beasts? We are going to fight a beast. These ones, however, have enormous numbers of hit points. They have way more hit points than they have any right to have. Really, they don't need that many hit points. Ow, okay. I mean, he's barely gotten done a quarter of his damage. I've hit him in the head with a whole bunch. Of fireballs and meteors. And he doesn't seem to care. And note, he's ticking for over 1,000, 1,600 damage a second from the fireball ignites. There he goes. I have so many hit points. It just doesn't seem fair, you know? We're going to enter the Oracle's abode in Majelka. Burn, and they all just burn themselves out. What a shame. Another player. That is a player, Abyssal Legend. That must be a title, and the icon over his head, I think, is for one of the trade factions, but I'm not sure. Talk to them. Come over here, and this is one of the stupidest things in the game because it's so needless. There's a vendor here. You talk to him. Good. I'm guessing you're a shopkeeper. Is that fruit behind you? Need help with the fruit supply? Okay, now you can then shop, right? Next time you walk up to him, it's the exact same thing. There's no way you want to talk to an NPC who's got nothing important to say multiple times. You just want to shop, but you have to click like 5 times to get to the shop. I hate it so much. Oh, interesting. That's open. Well, we want to definitely put something in there because if you note up here, we get extra mana for every idol in a refracted slot. Ward on potion use, chance to cast fire aura when hit, up to 3 times per second. 3 times per second. Are you serious? Anything hitting me 3 times per second, I'm dead. And not in a good way, just dead. Things we can sell. Let's see. I don't use my potions as a resource. I use them when I'm going to die. 122% increased fizz is a lot. Sadly, I'm a caster. +1 to all skills? What the shit? Okay. And fire damage over time, which is what I'm doing. Wow, okay. This is an example of getting something that's just stupidly good at low level, or relatively low level, through the league mechanic. I'm not complaining, I'm merely noting that +1 to all skills is incredibly good. It's a tier 7 affix. That's as high as they go. So yeah, that's good. It's got 9 Vit, which is tier 4. The damage over time is okay. Lightning resist is 9. Even the health regen is okay. That thing is... I hesitate to use a word in such a negative connotation, but it's stupidly good. Armor per idle in a refracted slot, that's just not much armor. Ward per second, not bad. Mana regen per equipped ornate. It might be okay. Fizz and poison resist on a corrupted. The rest of those stats are not very good. That's one of the things about a corrupted is, even if a corrupted has got good a good corruption, this one's got physical resistance and void resistance. If the rest of the stats are bad or not great, then it's not great. That one's not bad, not for this build, but for some build. At some point in some distant future, which I may not live to see. All right.
Stay safe, traveler.
That's got the lightning resist, which we don't honestly need. We really don't need it. Poison resist isn't bad, so what we can do is we put that there. Put that there. Slide that over there. Slide that there. That one you linked cold resist. What are our resists looking like? Cold is shitty. That's not great. We need the cold in there. That can come off. There we go. Okay, now that goes there. And fizz resist is fine and dandy-roo. Necrotic resist, sure. I'm fine with necrotic resist. Necrotic resist is good. I mean, who doesn't like a little necrotic resistance? Haters. That's who. And I think here is a good place for me to call it an evening. I did 3.5 hours earlier, and now 2.5 hours here in the evening. If you add those numbers up, that's like 4 hours. If your math is bad. I want to thank you. Whoops. Thank you guys for hanging out. Before I do that, which I am going to be doing in just a second, let's go to the end of time. Because time is on my side. You can see it's the end of time because down there we have what looks like an enormous black hole and a horrifyingly large dragon creature flying around. I'm sure everything's fine. There is Butt Fuddler, Hey-I, and Nulltide. Those are characters, player characters. Respecialized mastery points. Okay, yes. Let's see where we were, because I messed that up twice. Should be 5 and 3. No, 5 and 8. Okay, so we just need to remove the 1 then? Yes, just the 1. I don't want to respec all. I just want to respec 1.
Hello, traveler.
Respec 1 point. It'll cost me 600 gold. Now we've got 2 points to spend. They both go there. So this is going to go all the way up to 8. Spell damage and ward retention. That makes sense. Okay, I have completed this. I am going to call it an evening, as I previously may have mentioned about 30 seconds ago. I want to thank you guys, as always, very much for hanging out. I do appreciate it very, very much. Probably won't be back tomorrow, but we'll most surely be back on Saturday. Probably with more Last Epoch, but I'm not going to guarantee that, but yeah, probably. I am enjoying it. The build is fine so far. Pardon the yawn. The new league mechanic is quite good, quite rewarding. Very high random, but boy, when it hits, it bleeping hits. Wait, all of my skills just got another point because I had 1 point added to everything. Let's see. Where are we going here? Infusion, I think. Yeah, infusion. Where was I? And there we go. So that's the plan. Back Saturday, probably playing more of this. Saturday might be an early stream. I might be back tomorrow, but I wouldn't count on it. If not, Saturday might be an early stream again like today. Actually, like most of this week, I had an early stream. I see good games. When good games come out, I want to play. And generally, if there's a game I really want to play, I want to stream it too. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for hanging out. So, back Saturday, possibly early, possibly tomorrow, but unlikely. And then Sunday again, we've got Guild Wars 2 raiding going on, I do believe. I know they're changing up the schedule some, but I think that's the deal. Again, thank you guys for hanging. Hopefully you'll see me soon. I hope the rest of your Thursday evening / Friday morning goes quick and you can get into Friday and finish up your, I'm going to assume, regular Friday workday and get into your goddamn weekend because you deserve it. Back on Saturday, take care and ciao for now.